Welcome to News Today. The headline news. The continuation, that's part 3 of the initiation of impeachment notice against Governor Fubara of Rivers State by the Assembly, the State Assembly. Now, the news in full. Continue from part 2. The functional spokesperson of the APC, Rivers State, that's All Progressive Congress, Rivers State Chapter, Darlington Nwodu, said, quote, "We concede that the legislature is an independent arm in the tripod of governance and the constitutional responsibilities of checks and balances within their democratic purview." End of quote. Quote again, "Our position as of today on this matter is that we solemnly reject the resort to an impeachment process against our governor and his deputy." End of quote. Quote again, "It will be totally unacceptable for our party to keep quiet when unfavorous an obvious hangover from strives that occurred within the PDP are allowed to resurface in our great party." End of quote. Nwaju said, Vice Admiral Ebu Ibas, retired, the outgone sole administrator of the state, submitted a budget to the National Assembly and it was passed into law, and so the lifetime of the budget was still valid excuse me, and permits that the state to run even till 6 months without a budget, or the discretion of the governor to abide by the budget already passed by the National Assembly during the 6 months emergency rule, or make a new appropriation bill. It is important to say to Rivers people and Nigerians that since the latest threat of impeachment centers on the budget, may we remind ourselves that under the period of emergency rule, a budget was transmitted to the National Assembly by the President and Commander-in-Chief in May 2025, which was approved by the Senate on June 25, 2025, and subsequently by the House of Representatives on July 22, 2025, for a total sum of 1.485 trillion naira. End of quote. Quote again, interestingly, therefore, this budget is for 1 year and should run until August 2026. And if the governor is comfortable with the composition of the said budget, he may elect not to even present any supplementary budget. Besides the Constitution, the Constitution allows for a 6-month spending window into the new fiscal year by a state governor. End of quote. Quote again. We therefore simply advise all members of the River State House of Assembly, especially APC member, to resist pressures from outside the assembly chambers to destabilize the government of River State led by Sir Fubara. End of quote. Quote again. Let it be known that our party will so verify, we do everything rather possible to ensure that the government of River State, which is an APC government, is not destabilized through frantic disagreements. End of full stop. End of quote. Full stop. Quote again. We therefore call on all members of the State Assembly, with especially APC members, to immediately discontinue the impeachment process in order not to drag the image of our great party to the mud and sprinkle and start the Constitution, continuous progress and development of River State, and stand and stifle the continuous progress of development and development of River State. End of quote. Sally Emmanuel, reporting from my channel.